This European cricket event is proudly brought to you by HCL Software, Rado and OneXBet.
Dobrano. Good morning to everyone out there. Well, I'm not Phil G. Phil G's in Belgium, I hope. My name's Danny Hudocic. I'm going to bring the action from the final game here in this series between Czech women and Cyprus women. Full T20I games, international games between two good sides. Cyprus have won the 4 first games. The Czechs are getting a little bit closer. They're fighting hard. We'll have a look at what happened yesterday in the little recap of the yesterday's action. So the first game, 44 all out, easy win there for Cyprus in the end. And it was Durane Halage got 3 for 8, 3 wickets for Koralagale as well, 2 for Wijesinha, and only lost 1 wicket in getting that 45 they needed. Second match, and the Czechs good opening stand between Jana Kaminkova, who top scored on 22, and also Zuzana Franova. Then wickets started to come affect the score a bit. 81, not a bad total for the Czechs, and another good win for Cyprus. So the standings, you can see 4 out of 4 for Cyprus. They are ranked 30 in the world. Czechs are bottom of the rankings at the moment, still haven't won a game in international cricket, only came into the 4 last year, the Czech women. We'll go to the toss with the 2 captains and see how this game, the final game, will start up. Well, we'll get to that toss a little bit later. It's a beautiful day here in Prague. See the overhead shot of this lovely vintage ground. It was pretty cloudy and chilly this morning. A little bit of overnight rain around Prague. It doesn't seem to have affected the ground at all, and it won't affect the playing conditions. So.
Okay. So, good morning. We have the toss time. We have the host team, the Czechia women. I would like to give you the coin. So, this is the heads and that is the tails. And it's your call. Please. And Czechia women won the toss. To bat first.
Yes.
Okay. So, good luck.
Thank you.
And good luck to you as well. And see you then.
Good luck. Thank you.
Thank you.
So you saw Katka Desajikova, the Czechia, won the toss, elected to bat. Again, I think it's a pretty good toss to win. We know that Cyprus can score big runs. The Czechs, they need to get into this series a little bit, but also they just improve as they go. As you can see here, Cyprus 94% according to the supercomputer. They've been pretty convincing. They've got a good talented side, and well, the Czechs are up and coming. We've got lots of juniors coming through, and others will be qualified later in the year. We have a couple of additions. Olga Hamzikova comes back in for Czechia, and also Nulusha Waru Godage will come in for Cyprus. They've given good opportunities. They've been given good opportunities to Cypriots by their coaching staff to change the batting order a little bit, and giving quite a few players a bowl. So it's nice to see, because they've travelled a long way to be here, and I think they've grown with the experience as well as Cyprus. Of course, international games always welcome in venues all across Europe, especially the women's game that's really in its infancy in this sort of arena here in Europe. More developed in other parts of the world, but Europe's got a lot of catching up to do with cricket, men's as well. But you can see the growth in men's cricket, and the change in tactics, especially in the T10s. We normally cover, but also the T20s, getting some sides coming into some of the better major leagues in Europe as well. That of Spain and Germany, Italy, very, very good teams with the men's divisions. With the women's, it's still growing, but there are some very talented sides and talented players coming through in the women's game here in on the continent. Just about ready for a start. Have a look at the bowler in just a moment. Flying solo today. Vinny's out travelling to Jersey. He's just about to catch a flight. Looks like it'll be Korolagale to open. And that's down leg side. Quite a bit of swing. Front of one of the batters. As we can see, I'll just check on the other batter front of her. Yeah, and it's Pratibha Chowdhury at the striker's end. Korolagale comes in again, and again that late in swing. Another wide, 2 on the board, but well, it's not that breezy out there. You can see with the trees and such, just getting a lot of in swing. And it's late in swing. If you can get it right, it's going to trouble the batter. Comes in again. And again down leg side, and can call a wide. Can't quite control that in swing. Hi to everyone in the chat. And everyone viewing this game. I said it's the final game of this 5-game series. And again down the leg side. He's having trouble with his swinging ball. So it is a good weapon to use. We've seen a lot of very good bowling from the Cypriots in this tournament. Most of the wickets have been bowled, but it's been the length mainly, just around about Yorker length or just in front. As the bowler comes in again, and better delivery, and Pratibha keeps it out. Front of her yet to face a ball. Front of her batted well yesterday. She was disappointed. I had a bit of a chat with her. She ended up on 13. And she got a start and was very disappointed not to go on with it. So she'll look definitely to improve that today. It's a good ball. Oh, could be gone just over the keeper. They'll take a single. Front was right onto that, and Pratibha gets off the mark. There's more online there from Korolagale. So early chance, just over the keeper, just out of reach. Happened quite a bit for the Czechs yesterday in the final game. As bowler comes in again, and down leg side, front of her facing now. Pretty long over already, but she's got the length right. Just starting a little bit too close to the stumps, and that swing is taking it down the leg side. Good natural in swing from the bowler. It's better, a little bit shorter that time. Came in off the seam, and with the natural swing, and no run. So Denolka there at the bowler. Bowled well in this with this weekend. So it's been a 5-game series. And oh, gone. Lovely delivery. Well, she got that one spot on line. Got through the defences of Franova, who had no answer. That's what she's been trying to do the whole time. Have a look. This is way outside off stump. That in swing took the off stump, and early wicket for Cyprus. And it's Franova who'll go for a duck. But got to say that was very, very good bowling. Looks like there's a Kulsova who's sorry, yeah, Kulsunova. Should get that right. It's been a while. Done a bit of commentary for the Czech national team over the last year or so. So Teresa Kulsunova will come in to join Pratibha Chowdhury. And she's not been in the greatest form with the bat. And I'm sure she'll want to get a few runs. She did score a 50 against Croatia last year, captaining the side as a 16-year-old. That was a big achievement and a lot of pride going around the cricket communities with Terka's maiden 50 and the first one ever for the for Czechia. As bowler comes in again, good delivery, well kept out. Of course, the skipper here in this tournament, Katka Terzhazikova, hit a lovely 67 with a lot of powerful stroke making in a game a couple of days ago. There is a bit of a gulf between these two sides, though, to be fair. As ball comes in against down leg side, and they'll take an extra. So good runs on the board early. Chowdhury's on one. See, called wide. It's been a long over. Lots of wides, but it's mainly just the control of that in swing. Once you got it right, you got a wicket. So Koralage come in hopefully for the final delivery of this over. So it's been a long one. But the bowling generally has been very, very tight from Cyprus, and it's been tighter from the Czechs. This one's a good ball and slightly in the air, just away from the fielder. And just another single there for Chowdhury. Past the stumps, but well backed up there by Samanthi, who took a 7 for in the first game, where they bowled the Czechs out for 34. And she will be opening from the bottom end. That's the Chateau end. There's a chateau down there, the Zamek of Stenica. It's a nice facility. It now has a restaurant, a hotel, and still a chapel. You can see sometimes if you look at it right in the background, that the complex there. They used to have pheasants in there, but or peacocks. Sorry, peacocks. You could hear the peacocks from this area, but haven't heard any this year. I wonder if they've moved the peacocks on to somewhere. So it is Samanthi to bowl to Chowdhury. And good start. Nicely bowled that side off stump. And Pratibha not able to connect. Samantha, it was her line and length that really did it for the first game. Nice shot. It's got through the infield, going towards the boundary. Don't think it'll get there, but they should come back for 2. It's a well run, but found that gap. Just a gentle, delicate dab through the slip area. Chowdhury moves on to 4. And the Czechs, they have lost that early wicket. They're on 11 runs. So Dunakadenya. I want to keep on going as he did in the that first game, as I mentioned. That's on target. Bit of a shout. It was going down leg. And well run from these two. Should be a leg by, signalled by the umpire. But worth a shout. It was going down leg. I'll bring Teresa Kolsunova back on strike. She'll like to get some runs today. Terka. Oh, this is in the air. Well, she won't get any runs because that's a soft dismissal. And she goes for another duck. It's not been her tournament with a bat. Bit of a non-shot and hit to the best fielder in this Cyprus side. It's the captain Chaturani, sorry, who has been really good with the bat and also the ball, but has got the safest pair of hands, as I said, in the team. So another wicket down, and Koltunova, she'll need to get a bit of form with the bat. That was a soft dismissal. So, well, someone who's been in pretty good form. Top scored yesterday at 22 is Yana Kominkova, the Terminator, or the Culminator, as they've nicknamed her here. And she's turned that around the corner. Should get off the mark, and does comfortably. Nice shot. It was a full toss, and not quite put away by Kaminkova. But get her off the mark. Pratiba will face the next ball. Pratiba's due for runs as well. A grafting sort of batter. Will look to hit and run quite often. Not a big hitter of the ball. Oh, this one's just wide of the fielder, and should get 2 out of this as well. Nice shot. Got through the covers and come back for a comfortable 2. Chowdhury, very nice shot. Moves on to 6, 15 for 2 after 2. Again, a successful over for Cyprus. We see the standings here. It's pretty convincing from Cyprus, but as I did mention before, that there's a bit of a gulf between these two sides. Cyprus started off with they had a 5-0 win against Estonia, who the Czechs will play very soon. Actually, they're going up to Estonia for a series up there, and then played a series against Denmark. I think it was Jersey or Guernsey as well. So some top sides they were playing, and I've got a lot of experience in this Cyprus side. 30 in the world. The Czechs 77, which is they are the lowest ranked team in the women's division. Yet to win a game, the Czechs. They've come pretty close. They had a good go against Gibraltar last year, and Croatia. And we'll see them again in a couple of weeks for the CE Cup, which is the Central Europe Cup here in Prague. There'll be a men's tournament as well as the women's. It's an important fixture here in this part of the world. It was been going for quite a while, the Central Europe Cup, along with a few of the other major tournaments around Europe. Come back to that. And whoa, that's it, Kaminkova. She's gone down. Not expecting that swing. Hit her a bit high. And not much of an appeal, to be fair. Now she's pointing at a leg just to convince the umpire. He already said not out. So the Central Europe Cup here is very important. The Continental Cup in Romania, which will be held soon, I think, is also an important tournament in this part of the world. And the Valletta Cup is another one that's well regarded, and it just brings teams from Europe to play in these competitions and play for ICC ranking points, and it's very, very important for the development of cricket in this part of the world. Comes Koralaga again, another good delivery, well kept out by Kaminkova, and was looking to score from that shot. But well, Dinelka is now getting online. Probably the swing is not quite as much as what it was in the first over. She found it very difficult to control. Bowled front of her with a beauty though, which pitched almost towards that blue line, around about that area, and came back and hit the stumps. It's not quite swinging as much as I mentioned, but still getting good swing. As I mentioned, a lot of the wickets that have fallen for the Czechs have been bowled, and it's just been good, consistent bowling and that nagging length. And well, definitely in the first game, I think the Czechs were in a different type of mode. They're trying to hit everything rather than keep out the good balls. And their coach, Venki Margashayam, has had a bit of a chat with them and just said, look, if it's a good ball, respect it. And it's worked to a point with some players getting a bit of a start. I said a 50 earlier on in the tournament for the skip. Oh, Kaminkova's gone, and again, that's that line and length, and the swing from Dinelka that undoes Jana. See that late swing as well. That's beautiful bowling, middle stump, and that would have gotten a lot of batters out. That delivery. Well, when she's got it on, she's absolutely spot on, Dinelka. Here's an important batter for the Czechs. This is Katka Tesajikova, the captain. That's superb bowling from Danelka. Not much of a celebration, really. Wish I could bowl in swing like that. But Jana, after top scoring yesterday, have to depart. Should be a little bit disappointed, but there's good team spirit between both these sides. Actually, there was a happy birthday celebration this morning for Alex Taylor of Cyprus, and there was a little just to have all the Cyprus team singing happy birthday. Horse is in the air, just over the top. Nice shot by Pratibha. He's done that quite often, actually. Just lifted it over the infield and gets another single. Brings Katka on strike for the first time. She's a hard hitter of the ball, but she fell for a duck in the. In fact, I think it was a golden duck in the game yesterday afternoon. Chasing that one. It's going to be a wide, but the second game on Friday, she really got into a good stride and was hitting the ball all around the ground at will. Bowler comes in again, and nice shot, good fielding. Oh, bit of a mix-up. Pratibha will not get there, I think. Well, not out, says the umpire. So, did get home. We'll have another look. And this is, of course, these replays are not in, well in. Good running in the end by Pratibha. But it was definitely Katka's call. Pratibha just didn't want to go. Ball watching a little bit. Again, that comes with experience. So Chowdhury's on 7. Tesajikova is on 1. The Czechs 18 for 3. It's a bit of an appeal. Gone. Well, that's that stump-to-stump line that Samanthi's been bowling this whole tournament. That's another Czech wicket down. New batter will be Raquel Palichkova. So it's a good appeal. Umpire, no doubt. So got a little bit of a start, did Pratibha. Has to go for 7. So this will be an interesting partnership. Raquel is a good all-round cricketer. Her bowling's really come on this year. And what the Czechs need is someone to hang around with the captain, Katka. Just to get a bit of a go when the ball stops swinging also. Easier for the Czechs. Samanthi's just bowling a good line and length. Comes in again. And that's down leg side. So, commentator's curse again. Good to see a few chatters in. Rob Thompson's in as usual. And Chris Smith saying Cyprus are definitely cut above. They definitely are. Absolutely. Jeffrey Mobbs also. Hi to you. And Samanthi comes in again. Bowling to Pavlichkova. Nice looking shot. Straight to the skipper for Cyprus. And no run. But kept it all on the ground. Important partnership for me here for the Czechs. If Pavlichkova can stay in and just support Katka. Katka can definitely get the runs. She, as I said, hit 67 the other day, and once she her confidence was up, she was picking the right ball to hit, and anything, especially outside of stump, very, very good outside of stump. Katka, that was another good delivery there. Good over from Dunica Denaya, and she's got 2 for 9. And after 4, the Czechs are 19 for 4. So Chris was a Wolves fan, and I know that he's desperate to talk about the Man City game the other day that Wolves could have won, but in the end went down 1-0. A fighting 1-0 to a point. I think the first half was very good. Good to see you in the chat, Chris. Looking forward to the off season to see who is brought into that Wolves side. It's very exciting for Wolves supporters. So, change of bowler. Another really good bowler who's picked up quite a few wickets. It's Diana Hilage, the bowl to Tesazikova. Comes in and, well, that's going to be a wide. Might have actually bounced twice, but umpire just calling it a wide. That's the type of ball that Katka likes to get onto. Wide outside of some, so she can free her arms and hits the ball very, very hard. And that's Katka. Well, it comes in again. And not quite the bounce on that one. This pitch is an interesting one. It plays well. It's good for batters and for batting and for bowlers. As bowler comes in again and left outside off stump. That's a good ball. It's got sand and stones underneath. Just a varying gradient of that, and then there's clay on top of that, and then the matting. So it plays a little bit like a turf pitch in a sense. It's shot down the ground, more on line by the bowler. Been a good start, apart from that first wide. And then it needs some sort of moisture in the pitch. I'll come back to that. Oh, good bowling, bit of outswing. No answers at the moment, Katka. So if it doesn't get any moisture at all, and there's no irrigation here on the ground, the clay will start to break up, and that's when you get a bit of uneven bounce. Otherwise, when it has rained a bit, it'll get into the clay, and the bounce is more even. But there's still a bit of natural variation. Also, hit back to the bowler, no run. So there's a bit of natural variation in the pitch, unlike when you see some concrete pitches around around Europe, because pretty much everything's played on synthetic, especially at international level around Europe. It's just the game development hasn't really reached having dedicated turf pitches yet. There are a few good turf pitches. That was called a wide. There are a few good turf pitches around Europe, but on the continent, especially the Netherlands is all turf. I know that in Denmark as well, there's a good turf pitch, and that's hit nicely. Good piece of fielding. I'll get through for one. A little round of applause there from the Czechs. They applaud every run, and Katka will keep the strike. But generally, all the international tournaments are played on synthetic around Europe, men's and women's, which is in a sense limiting. I remember a couple of years ago, Austria, I think, went up and were playing in Scotland, I think, in World Cup qualifiers after winning the group in Europe, and they had a tough time on turf. Same as the Czechs a few years ago when they went to the Netherlands for World Cup qualifiers. It was tough. Got a lot of players that never played on turf before. That was difficult. Czechs ended up winning one game in that last ball, I think, against Israel. As it past the bowler, they look for one, and that's all they'll get. They'll bring Pavlichkova back on strike. She's faced 3 balls, still hasn't gotten off the mark. Just over the 5-over mark. Of course, there's a 6-over power play. Czechs are 23 for 4. Lost a few wickets. Going about 4.5 and over. It's not going to concern them. I think they want to try to bat the 20 overs. See how many they can get. New bowler, by the way, is Wijesinha, who again has been bowling well throughout this tournament. Of course, you'll see both these sides in the ECCW at the end of the year with the final tournament from Khartoum on ECN. and it'll be a test for Cyprus. They've got some very strong opposition in that tournament. The Czechs, of course, are in the emerging group, and they'll want to get a few wins in Khartoum. Very nice tournament to end up the year to that one. Poller comes in again, and well, hit a bit of inside out there by Vichkova. She's there, and she's supporting Katka. I think the swing has pretty much gone out of this ball now after 5 overs. Comes in again, and yeah, it's a good line and length, just outside off stump. The teasing length as well. And Pavlichkova tries to tee off on it. There's a big gap actually between cover. There's a point, there's a cover, and there's a mid-on, but there is a gap in between that, and it's all downhill in that area. If she can find the gap, there's a couple of runs there, if not a boundary. I think she's trying to place it. Can't quite find the ball at the moment though, Pavlichkova. 1 ball left of this first Wijesinga over. Only 2 from it so far. A run and a wide. And it'll be the end of the power play as well. Be able to relax the field slightly. Comes in again. It's a full toss. Close to a no ball. Not called by the umpire. Oh, it is called. So it'll be a no ball and a free hit. Look pretty high. Of course, it has to go over the waist. Not quite as strict as the T10 rules that we normally see. Same as the wides, not quite as strict in this format, but still pretty tight. Seen again, and big swing and a miss from Pavlichkova. Who's yet to score. Tesažikova's on 3, and at the end of 6, the Czechs are 25 for 4. Yesterday, there's only 1 game. I can go home for lunch. I've actually got to drop the dogs off at a friend's place to see the scorecard here. A couple of ducks for Franova and Koltunova. Kaminkova hit 20 odd yesterday, went for 1, so not the greatest start for the Czechs. But, so you see the disco wave from the umpires signalling the end of the power play. Yeah, I can go home for lunch. I'm not sure if we'll have lunch at the ground. The lunch has been fantastic. It's a restaurant called Ravi, and I know they're one of the sponsors of Vinarati Cricket Club, and it's been fantastic. Nice selection. 2 different salads. One with chicken, which was fantastic, with a bit of mint. This is in the air and away from the fielder. Scramble through for 1. Well, it's actually pretty comfortable in the end. Bring Pavlichkova back on strike. Yeah, I've got to drop the dogs off tonight. Going to Jersey tomorrow. I know that Vinny and Joe and Charles, the sheriff, are probably in the air right now, or just about to go. And I'll see them in Jersey on Tuesday. Looking forward to that Jersey tournament. It's an interesting one. 5 teams in the men's. There's also the ECSW. How did that miss the stumps? Well, it did a little bit too much too late. Let's have a look at this one. It was right at the stumps and then just shaved that off stump. Well, Pavlichkova, she can't quite find the ball at the moment. And that one was very, very close. Needs one out of the middle of the bat, Pavlichkova. That one's a full toss, but straight to the fielder. And that's an unfortunate end. It's an 11 ball duck for Pavlichkova. Finally gets one closer to the middle of the bat. But unfortunately, straight to the fielder. Again, it's something that Venki will work with her on. And I was been coaching from Chris Pearce as well. We had a bit of a chat too yesterday, the head of the academy here in Prague with his lovely wife Renata. yeah, Vinny had a bit of a chat to Chris and filling people in on what he's doing here, and he's doing a fantastic job. He was here from 8 in the morning to 8 at night with 4 different groups of kids in varying age groups, ending up with the under 16s who were there, 16, 17-year-olds who were playing a match against United. We saw them when we were leaving, and they were looking like good future players for the Czech men's side. But also, they have developed quite a few of the players in this women's side, including this player, Erika Kuncová. She's still learning the game. She's very young, but a good bowler and an excellent fielder as well. The bat, again, her job is to give Katka the strike and to stay in for a good chunk of this innings. Let's see if she can do it. And just it to mid-wicket for no run. Been a good over here from Diana Halage. Kuncová. We saw her opening the batting a little bit earlier. Runs very well between the wickets. That one is possibly going to be called a no ball. No, it's under, says the umpire. And that's the end of the over. 26 for 5 after 7 are the Czechs. As you can tell, that we're it's not like the T10 games where it is the batters that change sides. It's a full international, so it's the fielding side that changes ends. So we see a little bit of an unusual view here with the bowler coming from the top end and the keeper closest to us. But it's good that ECN are bringing you these international games. It's going to be a wide. So in June there'll be another tournament here, as I mentioned, the CE Cup. It'll be full internationals, and the Czechs will be facing the Czech men will be facing Norway and Austria, which will be a tough test. 2 very, very good sides. But the Czechs on home ground have got high hopes. It's a good ball, well kept out by Katka. They'll get a run. Still not hitting the ball as cleanly as what you like. That was right on line from Wijesinghe. Score moves on to 28. The women's, I think it's Gibraltar and Croatia, I think, that are coming back. That was last year, I know. I'll have to check with that. But that will be a good tournament. Yeah, I'll explain what's going on in Jersey in just a moment. As, this is left outside, off stump by Kuncová, and another wide. There are 5 teams, but it's not the regular teams like Farmers who will be participating. They've divided into north, south, east and west on the island, and it's like almost like franchise teams. It'll be interesting. So 4 brand new sides in a sense. This is nicely played on the leg side by Kuncová. She gets off the mark. To a little smattering of applause from her teammates. Bring Katka back on strike. And there's also a team from Yorkshire College, a youth team coming. I think they're all under 17s that are coming from Yorkshire. So that'll be interesting to see some good young talent from up in one of the main sort of breeding grounds for cricketers in England, in Yorkshire, in the past at least. This is down leg side, and that'll be called a wide. And there'll be ECS. There'll be an ECS for women as well in Cyprus. It's a Liberation series, and that'll, I think the final will be on the to do with the liberation, same day as the liberation of Jersey from World War II occupation. Nicely hit on the leg side. They'll look for 2. It's gone to the fielder. They think they'll get there. Oh, it'll go for 4. That's not the greatest piece of fielding there from Nilusha. So look, it was full toss, and it was dropping. Did well to get a bit of power behind that, and well, got behind it, but didn't. Did the fielder, and that's a couple of runs that possibly shouldn't have been scored by the Czechs, given away. It's hit nicely past the cover fielder, just be a single. There is a sweeper out there, but Katka is starting to get her confidence up and starting to hit the ball pretty cleanly out of the middle of the bat. She's on 10 off 12. Kuntseva's 1 off 4, 36 for 5 now. The score for the Czechs. Expect to score 59, but if these two can stay in, I think that'll be a low estimate. Kuntseva defends a good ball, does well. Only one ball left in this over. No Farmers, Rob Thompson. No, you'll see all the players from Farmers, but it is 4 completely different sides from Jersey. It's the first time we're going there. I've seen pictures of the facilities. It looks fantastic. Alistair, our man on the ground, Alistair Priddle, is hoping to set things up there in Jersey. The ground's looking fantastic. The scaffolding's up, and the action will come from tomorrow morning. Vinny will be flying solo there for the first day, and I'll join him on Tuesday. But very much looking forward to it. Been to Guernsey, which is lovely, but never been to Jersey, so looking forward to that. See here, a regular flow of wickets in the first 4 overs, and a little bit of a respite, even though Pavlichkova really didn't score any runs. It was just stopped that flow of wickets a little bit when the ball stopped swinging. So here comes Tirana Halage again, and this is in the air, just falling between fielders, top edge. We've seen that quite a bit in this tournament. And Czechs also getting just a lot of catches just out of reach. Kuntseva's still there. She's on 2 off 7. 37 the score. Comes in again. And well, calls it through for a single, and if it had hit, that would have been out. But they've got overthrows. They'll probably get a couple, actually. Kuntseva's pretty quick, and they will. A bit of a fist pump there from Kuntseva. Big cheers from her teammates. Let's have a look at this. Katka went. Kuntseva's quick, but that would have been out if it had hit. And we've seen direct hits from the Cyprus team. Kuntseva like a rabbit. Nice turn and off for the third. There you go. A little celebration. Moves on to 5. Katka's on 10. 40 the score now for the Czechs. It's been a good over so far for them. I hope they're going to feed us, Jeffrey. As I said, the restaurant's Ravi. If you ever come to Prague, check them out. Excellent food. Well, it's hit hard. Straight back at Kuntseva. Katka gives her the apologies. It did save 4 runs. The fact that she smashed it at a batting partner. Let's have another look at this. Just hit the pad, but couldn't get out of the way. Kuntseva, she tried, but that was hit hard. You can see the power of Katka. So Vinny's in the chat. That's a shout. I think it's been given. Oh, not playing a shot. Tried to get out of the way. Let's have another look at this one. So it was pitched on the stumps. Katka with that was plumb. I'm not sure what she was thinking. It was a full toss. She should have launched towards the boundary. Ended up just misjudging it. That full toss length might have been unsighted, but she sort of limps off. Done a lot of work as Katka in the last few days, but a soft dismissal. Now it's 40 for 6. Let's have another look. So maybe a little bit of swing, but that was an easy decision for the umpire. So Vinny's about to, he's on the plane, about to take off for London and then off to Jersey. It's only a short trip to Jersey. I think I'm leaving tomorrow. I think I'm going to be spending quite a bit of time at Heathrow, which I don't really want to do. But I think there's a bit of a gap between the flight to London and then the one to Jersey. So pretty short flight from Prague as well. 2.5, I think, 3 hours, something like that. Here comes the bowler again. And oh, good ball, lifting outside off stump. And it's Klara Kishova, the new batter. Kunceva's on 5. Yeah, Rob Thompson saying plum. Definitely ouch and then plum. There, that just sums up those two balls. Again, just outside off stump. Well, the batters that have scored runs for the Czechs, both this year and last year, all dismissed. So Kultunova hit a 50 last year. Also, Zuzana Fravo hit 37 last year for the Czechs. There was a 67 earlier for Tesazikova, and then 22 for the Terminator, Jana Kominkova. And they're all back in the pavilion. So we'll see if these batters can get the score up a little bit. Otherwise, it might be a pretty early day. Yeah, Trunkle Stein saying, look at the swing. There has been a lot of swings, especially the first over. There's a lot of in-swing from the bowling. The Cyprus Busters on the way in. So this is hit nicely through the leg side by Kuncova. They should get 2. It's a nice looking stroke. Got about 3/4 of the way to the boundary. She moves on to 7. She likes that area, hitting on the onside. It's a much more natural way to strike a cricket ball. You'll see quite a few players try favouring the onside, the leg side, in the men's game as well. It's you see a lot of big hitting batters hitting through that side. It's a bit of an unnatural way to hit a cricket ball on the offside for most. Then again, Katka Tesazikova tends to favour that. She opens up her stance and tries to smash it through the offside. But it's pretty rare. Wijesinha comes in again, and that's hit down the ground. Nice shot from Kuncova. Is getting her confidence up. She's on 8. Kishova hasn't scored yet. 44 the score. Expected to score 59. Again, they've lost those 6 wickets, but again, they've had a little partnership or two, and they'll pick up a few runs, a few. Oh, good bowling. Kishova has to go. That's pretty typical of what's happened throughout this tournament. So a bit of a fist bump from the 2 batters. Let's have a look at this. And good ball. Just picked the wrong line slightly. And those well pitched up deliveries have undone a lot of Czech batters this weekend. So it's Olga Hamzikova will come out to the centre with Erika Kuncova, who's, as I said, hitting the ball pretty well now. And she'll want to get a bit of the strike. It's a really good bowl, and that's the length that undid the batter. And it's been very, very consistent throughout this tournament. There's not been any great pace on the ball, but the length has been the line as well, of course. But the length, just short of that Yorker length, has really undone a lot of these Czech batters. So this one was down leg side. A bit of a go at it, did Olga. They picked up quite a few extras so far. Lots of wides bowled by Cyprus. I know the coach will have a chat to them. I know early on it was because of the swing. So look out, beautiful sunshine here again in Prague. So it's turned around the corner. Nice shot from Olga. I'll get a single. Bring Kuncova back on strike. Yeah, a little bit of cloud cover, but not much, just sort of high cloud floating around. But another very pleasant day for cricket. It was a bit chilly as we got in this morning. It was quite overcast. but looking much better. We had a little bit of rain yesterday, almost came off the field, not quite, as almost missed by Kunsova. But really haven't had any delays in play. It was a little spot of rain, so it's a passing shower, and the umpires brought the players off, and well, Cyprus batters were off, the Czechs were still on the field, and then they just walked back on and continued. So Wijesinghe pulling into Kunsova and beaten that time. End of the over, and successful one. And at the end of 10, at the halfway point, Czechia are 46 for 7. Don't think any drinks are going out to the Czechs. They've only just gone out there. The coach Venki is still around with his players. Let's see if I can have a chat to Venki a little bit later. He's been on comms a bit. Was a bit with us last year, maybe the year before. Very entertaining is Venki. So we'll see if we can have a bit of a chat to him. I know he's should be really concentrating on the team, but yeah, maybe a couple of overs. We'll see what we can do when Cyprus is batting. So have a little break here. So it's been again a learning experience for the Czechs. Cyprus, for them, it's got to do with team bonding and working on a few things. I know the coach will be happy with the results of these games, but there's a bit of a mismatch in the depth in both these sides. And the bowling's been very consistent. The batting, especially from Chaturani, has been excellent. There's been I think 5 50s hit by Cyprus, or 4 50s hit, I think, in this tournament. But Chaturani has definitely been the outstanding player, I think, for Cyprus and for both teams. Has led the side well, played some glorious shots on to all parts of the ground. He's a proper batter, and has bowled well as well. Don't know if we'll see a bowl though in this game. Maybe not needed. So it's Duran Halage and will continue. So we're bowling to Olga Hamzikova. And you can still see quite a few players with coats on, with jackets and such. It's a little bit chilly here in Prague, even though it's nice in the sun. Oh, this is just going to fall short of the fielder. It's pretty well struck by Olga. As I mentioned, there are quite a few emerging cricketers coming through, especially through the academy. I mean, a couple of players will be eligible for to come into this side for the Czechs later on in the year, including Fawa Baba, who we saw on the network a while ago in Spain, where the Czechs were very competitive, and it was mainly on the back of Fawa adding to this team. So all it takes is one batter to form a bit of a nucleus of a batting side. And it just changed the way, the attitude, the confidence of players around. And she's a very, very good player. There's a couple of good bowlers coming through as well. Scarlett is a 15-year-old who'll be in this Czech lineup very shortly, as well as Veronica. This is played on the leg side. Just finding the bat is Olga, which is it's good for her, good for the Czechs, but can't quite pierce that infield. So we did see Eva Konosova, one of the mums. We have a distinct mums flavouring of this this Czech side, and I'll explain that in a moment. So it's down leg side, and will be called a wide. So Eva Konosova played a game on day one. She was throwing the ball due to an injury to Schalke, or she was just feeling unwell. And well, unfortunately, the first 9 deliveries were wides and no balls, and she was very upset. Had a bit of a cry actually. Oh, that could be out, you know. And don't know if the umpires given it. He's unmoved. I might have another look at that. And she's got a foot down there, wandering a little bit, and just watching as the ball hits the stumps. But the umpire was not watching, so not out was given. Of course, replay is not available to the umpires in this format. The ICC stipulate that they can't be used. Bit of luck there. I think, well, this one's in the air, but and they're going for a run as well. They'll be comfortably through. A little bit lax from from Cyprus after the catch went down. Came through for a single. So looks like it's the end of the over, and Hamzikova will keep the strike. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to these young players coming through. Looks like Scarlett and Veronica Vercha, who is the daughter of, that's where I was going with this story, the daughter of Eva, who played a couple of games ago, Eva Konosova. So they've got a lot of hope in those two coming through as very, very good bowlers for this side. So hopefully we'll see them soon. There's also Mimi Solchekova, who is not in the lineup. Again, a good young player. She's only, I think, 15, Mimi. And the daughter of Ben Solchek, who used to play for the Czech Republic, and also Alfie Solchek, who we've just seen a little bit of. He's the older brother, who's only 16. He's a giant and will be a good fast bowler, I think, for the Czechs men's team for many years. So there's a lot of hope, and there's a lot of good players coming through the academy, but that's it just takes time. It's only a couple of years of international cricket for the Czechs. For Cyprus, though, they've got a well-established side. So nicely, it's a full toss, got through the field, going towards the boundary, and Hamzikova gets a 4. And their team goes wild, as she does. Celebrates. He's still celebrating. Have a look at this. So it was a full toss, not a great delivery. Got right onto it, smashed it past the fielder. That's a boundary for Hamzikova. We'll be very, very happy with that. Look at that. Celebrated like she's won the World Cup. Good to see. Yeah, so Rob, if the technology is available, it should be used, but unfortunately the ICC, with ICC tournaments, that it can't always be used. Just that we're covering this game. So yes, I agree with you, and I think there might have been an exception in the past with one tournament, from memory, for certain decisions, but for others it hasn't been. So it's actually ICC. The ICC of mix up. They'll get the single. Do a little misfield. So I do agree with you, but unfortunately those replays can't be used. We're using live umpires, and unfortunately the umpire thought that the play was over, and it was dead ball. So looked down at the inopportune moment. But I'm sure that when Olga will look back, and Venki also with the replays, and will tell her that she should really be behind that line, considering also that she was looking at the wicket keeper runner out. It's going to be called a wide. 55 the score now. Good little partnership between these two. Kunceva's on 8. Hamzikova with that 4 in the last over has moved on to 7. In again, full toss, just turned away, doesn't beat the fielder. Oh, is that just, I think she's just launched it straight at a bowler who has gone down pretty heavily. Let's have a look at this one. So backing up, and the ball comes in, and well, it's not the greatest way to stop a cricket ball with your knee. It tends to hurt. And she's gone down. Hopefully she's okay. She's getting a bit of a rub, and there'll be a little break as we see if she can continue to bowl, but got it right on that knee. So there are ways to field a cricket ball, and that generally hurts, unless you're a wicket keeper and you've got pads on. But we've seen a bit of foot fielding. Haven't seen any today, which is good. But seen quite a bit of foot fielding in this tournament from both sides. She's back up. She's okay. Hard to keep these players down. But one thing I do really enjoy these this women's cricket at all levels throughout Europe. I did a tournament in Cyprus last year between Greece and Spain. It was fantastic. Spain have got some brilliant young players coming through. And Cyprus, they're all from Corfu, the players from Cyprus, from Greece, as this is in the air, just in front of the fielder. Yeah, the Greek players, which who I think we'll see soon on the network, excellent to watch. Very, very good talent in that side as well. But they've learnt all their cricket in Corfu, and they all play together in the leagues there, and play for the national side together. It's nice to hit on the leg side. Again, it was a bit of a one-sided series, but it was very, very good cricket from both teams, and the spirit between the players is excellent, as it has been here. As I mentioned, it was Alex Taylor's birthday this morning, and all the Cyprus women were giving her a happy birthday song, and then it was Susanna Franova who had a little bit of some sort of cookie or a cake with a candle in it that she was trying to light in the wind this morning for Alex to blow out for a happy birthday wish. So it was really nice to see, and also the Czechs did join in with a happy birthday song as well. So you don't really see that too much with the men's game, but it's a brave new frontier for women's cricket here in Europe. And it's really good to see the camaraderie between all players, and the level of some teams as well. So of course we have got a German international doing commentary for us in Malta today with Rico. It's Tina Goff, who's doing an excellent job. She scored a lot of runs for Germany over the years, and an excellent player. So it's tucked around the corner. They'll get one at least. It's Kunseva who hits hits that one. 57 the score. As I said, a good little partnership between these two. Kunseva moves into double figures. She's 10 off 17. Mshikova 7 off 9. Chaturani's the bowler. So they've gone to their main weapon. Maybe not as much with the bowling, but definitely their best player, the captain Chaturani. I think they're worried about this partnership. So still pretty much 8 overs to go after this. So if they can continue and get the score up to 80 odd, that would be a very good going for the Czechs. So this is going to be a bye. As I said, Kunceva's pretty quick. And so is Hamzikova actually. So they'll try to take as many runs as they can. These overs. Been a lot of extras. We saw a game where it's come off the bat. So I think there'll be one more to Hamzikova. Yeah, we saw a game on Friday where it was a shocking number of extras from both sides. Hit nicely by Kunseva, gets past the fielder, good placement just for a single. Moves on to 11, where both sides, it's just an outrageous number of extras. It was the Czechs, I think, a third on the all-time list of the most extras in a women's game, with 71 extras in that game. And Cyprus were a little bit better. Oh, that's going to be out, I think, and gone. Well, Hamzikova, she's learned a lesson now, but the hard way. She's wandered out of the crease, and just not with a presence of mind, and maybe just the experience of trying to get back in the crease. And comfortable decision for the umpire. She goes for 8. Good little innings. And the Czechs lose another wicket. So now I've lost my train of thought with that wicket as to the extras. 43 for Cyprus as well, which I'm sure the coaches had a chat about. It's been much better since. Quite a few in this this innings though, from Cyprus, losing the discipline a little bit. But so Olga comes back. She's getting congratulations from the team and good effort. So Shaka Kolsunova, that's Terka's sister. See if she can get a few runs where her sister didn't early this morning. Kuntsova's looking pretty good with the bat. 11 off 18, 59 for 8 the score. Chetarani gets her first. A neat stumping. And defended by Shaka. That's the end of the over. Good one from Chetarani. 59 for 8 after 13. We'll bring Kuntsova back on strike. So, let's see if she can add to her total. We've struggled to get players into double figures for the Czechs this weekend, but there's been a few. So Kuntsova has one. Teshazikova's hit 67 earlier in the tournament. Of course, Kaminkova with 22 yesterday as well, and Franova hit 13. Disappointing not to get more. Tucked around the corner. Oh, well run. Just got underarm back to the keeper, and Kuntsova, she's just she's quick between wickets, and Shaka was in tune with what she wanted to do there. Scores moved to 60, but it's good. It's a little prod and run. If they can do that consistently. So it's a nice ball outside off for no run. If they can do that consistently, and then there'll be maybe a wide or two each over. This is pretty normal in this sort of level of cricket. But, again, it's something that the Czechs can look at. There's a few big hitters in this team. This is called a wide in Kaminkova, the Terminator, and also Teshazikova, and also Teresa Kolsunova, who hit a 50 last year. Very, very strong through the leg side, but just not batting with any confidence at all at the moment. Terka. Good ball. But with others maybe learning from what Kuntsova's doing here, she's just literally prodding it around and finding gaps and running hard. I think that's a good way to go for the Czechs at this stage of their development. And that one's called a wide again by the umpire. So Dunikadenya, she's 2 for 12. Still got another over and a half to bowl potentially. But they'll look at this, and I mean, it's been quite a bit of cricket over the last few days, and it's the final day. So this is the pads not out, says the umpire, going down leg. And yeah, as I said, there's been quite a bit of cricket over the last few days. It's been going since Friday. It's the 5th game of this series, so it might be a few tired legs out there, tired minds. And this one's going to be called a wide again. Respect to Mohammed, the coach for Cyprus, and we asked what the girls will do, because they've wrapped up the series yesterday quite comfortably with where they're 4 ahead in the series, as to what they would do if they would go out and celebrate and go out in the town. Oh, it's gone. Good delivery there from Dunikadenya, and Shaka unable to keep it out. It's another wicket down. And she said no, they think just we're just going to stay at the hotel and have an early night. They're going to be in bed by 9, so fair enough. That wasn't the case for Gibraltar last year, who went out and definitely celebrated their tournament victory. I saw them in a place called Manifesto while watching football. There was it the Euros last year, I think, and they were indulging in not overindulging, just celebrating good cricket. So the last batter for the Czechs is Divya Matani. she'll walk out there, and definitely her job, I think, is to try to give Kuntseva a bit of strikes if they can eke a few more runs out. 63 is not the greatest total, but they've failed to reach this total twice so far in this tournament. There's been certain improvements made by the Czechs, as this is, well, she'll take a single, get off the mark, and Kuntseva's too quick for the throw, and she'll keep the strike. Matani. That's another run to the total. 64 for 9 at the moment. Let's see here. Yeah, bowling figures pretty tight. A lot of extras though. 23 wides, which I think is it's a bit of a concern, especially when they're going to playing a high level of opponent, Cyprus. And you'll see that throughout the year for sure, but definitely at the ECCW in Kartama in December. So Chaturani, he'll continue. Good ball, well kept out. Wants the single. Tony just don't think that one was on. Didn't quite get the. So this one, well, would have been gone if it had hit. Then they'll look for another one. Kuntseva's off, and Matani will come back for the second. I think I'm not sure what she's done to her hip. Maybe it was the dive. So this is the side on, and plonks the bat over the line. That's another thing they'll have to do. But running between the wickets a minor consideration of the work that has to be done with this Czech side. It's just all about learning. Playing good teams. This is going to be caught. Nice catch there by the keeper. Made a lot of ground. That's the end of Matani, end of the innings. So it was hit in the air, and well done by the keeper to make the ground. She was standing a few yards back, a few meters back behind the stumps. Took a neat one-handed catch, and that's all out for 66. The Czechs. Matani goes for 2. Kuntseva is a not out. Good innings from her. We'll see with the ball a little bit later on. And she's a good young cricketer coming up here for the Czechs. Hopefully she'll be around for a long time. So big round of applause for the Czechs to come out. We'll see some of the highlights. There was an early one with a wicket in the first over. Have a look at this. Beautiful in-swing delivery. That was the end of front of her. And Telka Kolsunova with a very soft dismissal. But look at that in-swing again from these bowlers. And that was the LBW. That one holding its line. And again, that was a disappointing way to get out. Finally got one off the middle of the bat to Pavlichkova. That was a big wicket, that of Czechia-Cyprus, who just misjudged that one completely. It was LBW. But then some good shots. This was Hamzikova getting a first boundary, and she celebrated like she's just won the World Cup. That was a good moment for her and for the Czechs. So, you can see here, this was one where, well, she'll receive some advice, I think, from her teammates about not trying to stop a ball with your knee. And that was a neat catch by the keeper to end up. So, this is a total on the ball for the Czechs. I think they must have been a little bit worried when Czechia-Cyprus went in a soft way, I guess. So you can see here the scorecard. Czechia-Cyprus went for 10, but top scoring, Erika Kuntseva with 12 not out. The extras, far too many, I think, for Cyprus. We'll look at that and as a way to improve. But some fabulous bowling, early sticks with the in-swing. Found it very hard to control Korolagale, but picked up 2 wickets. Dunukadenya with 3 for 14. 2 also for Durana Halage, the other two bowlers, Singer with 1 and Chaturani with 2. So all the bowlers successful. Look here. So Kunseva with the top score, 2 batters getting into double figures. 66 all out. The Czechs should be a fairly easy task for Cyprus. They've only ever lost 1 wicket in any innings they've played so far, and in this tournament. So, oh, by the way, I'll see you, Rob Thompson. I'll catch you in a couple of days in Jersey. But there have been problems getting wickets for the Czechs. There have been opportunities, but catches just sort of out of reach for them throughout this tournament. It's only one where they've failed to pick up a wicket, but hopefully they can do that in this second innings. It'll be the last innings of this tournament between Czechia and Cyprus. We'll be back in a few minutes' time with the final innings of this tournament, with 67 needed by Cyprus. See you back then.
This European cricket event is proudly brought to you by HCL Software, Rado and 1xBet.
Welcome back to everyone for this final innings of this tournament between Cyprus and Czechia here in Prague. As you can see, the Vinoj field, Scott Page field actually, in the Vinoj cricket ground. And you can see the players coming onto the field. Cyprus, they'll need 67 to win in this final game. They're 4 up in the series, have been a class above. And the Czechs are just really getting used to the whole international stage. Some good young players coming through, and there'll be some more emerging in the next few years for the Czechs. For Cyprus, seems a pretty well-established side, good consistent bowling and very good batting as well. As we see, Chettarani is walking out there with another batter. It's probably not quite sure actually who that is. Might be Jai Cody. I'll check in a moment. It's hard to read the numbers on the back of the shirts for Cyprus. Yeah. So, all right. I'm just joined in the bunker, the commentary bunker, by the coach for Czechia, Venki Margashayam. Welcome, Venki.
Hi, Danny. Thank you so much. How are you?
Yeah, very, very well. And look, you must be proud of what the girls are achieving. And again, well done as a coach. It's your first opportunity to coach the girls in this tournament. How have you felt they've done?
I think we've done pretty well considering we haven't played the format too much. We've had not too many T20I experiences, so for the for the players to be ready for playing back-to-back games in a day, I think we've done. It might seem pretty normal in associate country cricket situations, but I don't think we do it quite often, so I'll take that as a win. Some things that we did well yesterday were 2 maidens after 80 extras, and I think batting 20 overs. So I think those are the things we've done well.
Yeah. There's been a definite improvement. There was a definite improvement yesterday to the day before. Fewer extras was one of them. Also, the foot fielding was almost eliminated. That was another thing in the first day, which got a bit frustrating. That and also letting boundaries through just with a lot of lack of concentration, not getting it down to the ball, and that really improved noticeably yesterday.
Yeah, I think one of the things we're trying to tackle as a team is not being afraid of a fast incoming white ball. And I think with Vinoj, most of these players have been practicing here. There are little bumps, so it does add to that fear element. But there is the basics of cricket which you can resort to, which is going down and doing the long barrier. And I think it's about the timing of going down. So a lot of people feel like, oh, we can stop the ball from going for a boundary, but then if you put your leg, it could just hit the leg and bounce over, or if you don't go with long barrier, then it can go through your legs, and we saw that on the first day. So it's just about telling the girls, hey girls, you have to go down, and I think they did. I mean, they still did use their feet. I will be a bit more critical about it, but it was much less than the first day. Yeah.
So, and it's called a no ball. I think it bounced twice.
Yeah.
But so what have been? Let's start with the bowling. Who have you been impressed with the Czech bowling? Is there any outstanding performances, or just little things that players have improved?
I think you could definitely say from day one, Sharka Kulsunova has made a massive come around, because she gave quite a few extras on the first day. Yeah. But then she's one of our premier medium fast bowlers who've been developing. So for her to come back and get her groove, get a wicket as well, I think that's phenomenal for us. Yep. Second person I'd say is her sister Teresa Kulsunova, someone who's in a transition phase from a medium pacer to wanting to bowl leg spin. Yeah. And leg spin, as you know, Danny, isn't the easiest skill to sort of learn in a few months in cricket. It takes quite a lot of time, practice and effort. And for her to be coming out here and taking, being brave enough to try it while at the risk of being smashed by some of the better players of Cyprus is a massive win for us, I'd say, and a boost for her confidence.
Absolutely. It's a good start here. It's Erika Kuntsova, who I've been impressed with as well. She was good last year, but really improved again this year and hit 12 runs as well.
Absolutely. Erika is one of those members in our team who's extremely shy and introverted. She just keeps to herself, speaks very little, but she shows it in her game. She's not had a great outing with the bat this tournament, I will admit, except for this last innings. It's very unusual because she always gets runs, but she's done a lot better with the ball, and I'm quite happy because she's one of our few all-rounders that we can rely on for 4 overs and a bit of runs. So definitely Erika.
Her fielding's very good as well.
Yeah, she's the best fielder in the team, I'd say, apart from Katarzyna, the captain. The way she puts her body on the line, she understands when to put in the dive, she understands when to go for the feet, when to go down for the actual long barrier. So Erika's top class that way.
Yeah. And she's still very young. I mean, quite a few of those players are very, very young. You talked about Sharka and Terka. I mean, Sharka,
15 years old.
She's turning 16 tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
And I think Erika is also in that 14, 15, 16 age group. So is Raquel. So we have quite a few young players who are still soaking in the game and picking up all the things they can. But I think it'll be hard for us to see those improvements in like a month or two. I think it is a process. Yeah.
It absolutely is a process. And we mentioned a couple of other names coming through as well. In Scarlett and also Veronica.
Absolutely. Scarlett Robinson, Veronica Nevlova, Veronica Konasova, whose mother played here and whose sister played on the other ground the other day. These are the 3 top women talents I see in the lower leagues, where these girls understand the game. They know where to bowl, they know how to bat, they know how to field. So I can't wait for them to be sort of part of the national team squad soon enough.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll be integrated soon. There's also Mimi, who's
yes, we are desperately missing Mimi this tournament because she's one of those. Even though she's only 15, 14, she's one of the more slightly experienced members of the team, having played quite a few international tournaments that not a lot of people get an opportunity to.
And she's from a cricket background as well, with her father Benji and her brother also Alfie, who
just made his national team debut at Malta last year. So that was fantastic as well.
So good over here from Kuntsova, by the way. It's very, very tight. And bowling to a very good batter in Chaturani. So at the moment the score is 8 for no loss. 1 ball left in this over. Alex Taylor's on 2, Chaturani's on 3. Comes in and Walls is in the air again. Nothing quite going to hand, I think. That's a little bit frustrating, I think, over the last couple of days.
But Danny, we have to be we have to also admit that we've dropped a few catches. There were a few simple ones, and I think we've been practicing a lot more on that aspect, but clearly it's not come through well enough, so something for us to take back. But I do appreciate that the players are trying to attempt it, which is a big change from the fear of the ball. So the fear of the ball is slightly taking less of a prominence in their head, and it's becoming more about we must go for the catch, but then it's about completing the catch, which is the next step of the process, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's something that can be coached.
Yes.
It's not. There are other things where there's a natural instinct. You saw there was a Katka was LBW when the ball went sort of higher than her eye line, and then she just moved out of the way, and that's more instinct rather than what she thought she should be doing. Lovely shot, and got through. Talking about Katka, and it was hit pretty hard, and that's Chaturani, who's a class act. Look at that, gets in a position, smashes it, and Katka couldn't quite get down to that 4 runs. So what about Cyprus? What do you make of
I think Cyprus are a phenomenal team. I had been sort of researching them before this tournament, and they held their own against Isle of Man, which is an incredible team again, Jersey as well, and Denmark in the recent quadrangular tournament that they played at home. I think they have some really, really good players, and from what I've heard, their captain, Ms. Chaturani, has played some professional level of cricket in Sri Lanka, and it clearly shows the way she can, bat. Like, she accesses all parts of the field, and she knows if the bowling is shot, she knows where to go. I'm really impressed. They have a bunch of really good bowlers, committed team, good fielders. They put their body on the line. This team is really good for us, and I think it's good practice for us to also play against them, despite them being 40 places higher than us. I think that's the sort of experience that'll make the players from our side be like, okay, this is what we need to get up to. So full credit to Cyprus for how they played this tournament.
Yeah, they've been very impressive, especially Chaturani, who she's my player of the series.
Aisha as well. I must give credit to Aisha. She's batted really well for her team.
Yeah, look, there's been a lot of good performances for Cyprus. It's all played in a good spirit as well, and the girls get on very well. This has been returned just a single. bring Taylor back on strike. But again, that's a real feature, I think, of the women's game in Europe, is the camaraderie between the two sides, the sides playing as a good spirit. There's congratulations and between players, even out on the field when someone gets out. There's or someone hits a nice shot. There are little comments and little things. It's very different to the men's game.
Yeah, it's a lot less competitive, and in terms of like petty competitive, if I may say so, like or just picking on a fight for the sake of it. I don't think the women do that, or they don't even have that sort of angle to it.
No.
They're just very innocent, and they just genuinely appreciate whatever they see is good.
Yeah.
And I think that's that innocence, that innocent quality is quite nice, because I remember when we were playing young cricket, we were told by our coaches, hey, if someone scores a good 50, tell them they scored a good 50.
Yeah.
There's no loss in it,
Absolutely.
They've done well. So it's quite nice, I think. I do hope that, Danny, that we do get to that level of competition where there are many rivalries even amongst the women.
Yeah.
Just because, that's where I feel like the level should go. But yeah, I guess all in good time.
I'm just wondering what happened on that last ball. So I think she hit it with the back of the bat, because she tried to play it on the leg side, and I'm not sure if we see a replay of it. And then he hit it. It's the reverse sweep. So yeah, a little bit odd, but it was ended up being a dot going to gully trying to pull the ball. But again, that's just been hit down the leg side. Last delivery for a single from Taylor. Chaturani's on 8, Taylor's on 3. 3 over 16 for no loss. I
think an example of what you're talking about earlier, Danny, about the women just supporting each other is Taylor. It is Taylor's birthday today,
yeah.
And I mean, all of us were celebrating for her, wishing her happy birthday. And I think I'm not saying the men don't do it, but you don't see such a friendly atmosphere right out before the start of a game. So it's quite nice to see that.
It is, and look, I've seen it quite a bit with different tournaments I've covered and different women's games. There's Rachel Pavlichkova who take up the attack, and it's just pleasant. It's the quality of the game's going to improve. I think there's more of an appreciation now that what ECN's been covering men's cricket for about 5 years. There's definitely more of an appreciation on the women's part of the game as to having these tournaments covered. International tournaments like this. There's also the T10s. And it's something where, really cricket is emerging in Europe, but with a level of with women is something which is really in its infancy.
Correct.
And for that to be covered, and that appreciation from viewers, from people who understand the game, and that the Czechs, for instance, are a development team, but then also the high levels of women's cricket, and see the skill levels. It's a real plus, I think. It's going to be a no ball, I think. And hit towards the boundary by Chaturani. Good piece of fielding. Very well done there. That's Divya Matani, who cuts off the boundary.
Yeah, I think it's a very slow progress, but it is progress, Danny. I think you can't like sort of tell. It might even take 6, 7, 8 months for you to see the progress. But like you said, it's an infant stage, so it's going to take times. And every team or every country that has a women's team now or is trying to grow one has so many issues at the back end that doesn't come at the forefront when you play these tournaments, and you only see a lot of the bad, let's say, or a lot of the they can do this better, that better, but the amount of effort that each country or each associate does in order to put out women's cricket and put out a team there is quite a lot. So
that's a lovely shot, by the way. Used her feet well, and Chaturani, she's a class above, I think, in all aspects.
Yeah, she's an exceptional batter, and just a player. The game sense she has, and even in the length she was bowling to our batters. When she understood that Cat was playing the back of length or slightly short, she started putting it full Yorker, and it's that game sense that we want to instill in our players as well. But it's just the experience showing in terms of Chaturani, right? The amount of cricket she's played, and she understands what to do when.
Well, that's it. It's the Czech Republic, or Czechia, is not really a country with any cricketing background.
Absolutely zero.
So for players to understand, and again, coming through the academy with Chris, there are players who are really understanding the game. They're developing their own tactics, but it's, he said we're going to start off with really young kids. I mean, I think 7 or 8 is about.
I think 7. I think 6 is a bit young, but 7. I think 7 onwards.
7 onwards. So, and the academy was going before COVID, but of course that put a halt to everything.
Yeah,
which is
it dipped a bit. Yeah, but despite all of that, Chris has also done a phenomenal. Chris and Rancha have done a phenomenal job in like making sure things stay afloat, and now it's thriving because every year, and it's something I've seen as well. I umpired the Czech Luxembourg under 19s game. And it was funny because a lot of the kids we saw then and what we see now, and they've grown up, and it's not like they've physically grown, they've grown in the game, and it shows in their skills. So it's phenomenal what they're doing. But I think we were just coming back to the point earlier. We started playing cricket in 2000 in the country. It's 25, so it's literally 25 years later. And to have a women's team who are participating against some of the best teams in the world in the women's cricket, I think we'll take that any day.
Yeah, absolutely.
Than not having a team and not putting out any players or representing the country. So
there's a women's indoor league now as well.
Correct. There's a winter league. Yes.
Winter league. Sorry. Yeah. Winter league. And there's also
We've had a summer. We've started a Czech women's development summer league.
Yeah.
And we're also going to start. We've already actually started last weekend, if I remember correctly. It's going to be an under 13, under 11, under 15, under 19 junior league comp organized by Czech Cricket.
This is in the air and can't quite get to it.
Yeah.
That was another difficult chance, just out of reach. But it'll be one to now it's to Chaturani. Actually, that would have been a big wicket.
Yeah, we dropped Chaturani on the first day as well. I think while I think she was dropped in covers by Kartika again. No offense to Kartika or anything, but these are the little things we're trying to improve.
Yeah.
Where we get these half chances, especially we've struggled to take wickets in this tournament, Danny. Barely taken more than 2, I'd say, in the whole 5 series. So I hope as we get better, or if we come across Cyprus again, we can sort of improve on this stuff. Yeah.
Well, I'm sure you'll cross paths again with Cyprus, and then that'll be a good judgment of
how far we've come.
Yeah. I mean, I know that we've spoken about some of the young players coming in. I'm sure there are experienced players. I know that Fawa Baba is...
Absolutely. If I have to be honest with you, Danny, we're missing 5 of our players. Saujanya, who unfortunately had a broken finger. Mansi, who's still not eligible. Pooja, who's lost out eligibility by 1 day. Then Shreya, and last but not the least, Farwa.
Yeah. Well, for those players to come in, because, I mean, no offense to players like Yana Kaminkova, it's been fantastic to be fair. I mean, she came into this side last year with a few of the other mums.
Correct.
Who had never played cricket before.
Absolutely. In fact, she was one of the she and a few of her teammates from the Kacha mums team had come on to for the November ECC women's tournament purely because we were struggling with the ICC qualification, and those are the struggles that we have back end which don't come to light.
Comes in against Shaka, who's bowling now. It's a wide. First over was pretty good. Chaturani's on 15, Taylor's on 3, 28 for no loss. Well, let's come back to the game for just a moment. 67's the total needed. Chaturani, she offered a chance in the last over. That's tucked around the corner, and confusion. Could be a run out. Go the other end, and the throw's not there. Well, bit of a call maybe. Might have helped. That was a mix-up between the batters. Let's have a look at this. So Taylor makes a ground, but it was on the other end. Again, that little bit of experience could have helped with Franova.
Yeah, this is something we actually practiced a few weeks ago. It's a very simple drill, We have 2 batters batting, and we asked only the keeper and the bowler to make the call.
Yeah.
And despite us doing it, you can see how hard it is when it comes to application because of the chaos or the moment. So it is, like you said, Danny, it's a bit more experience, and I think this is a perfect moment for it, like making these mistakes. I know it's at the cost of losing a game, but when it's like a development team like this, I think we have to make these mistakes in order to learn. So
I know you've got a audio video visual background. Will you be cutting some of these
absolutely
things to be able to analyze them?
I was planning to take the take the team in a room and play the game out and pause moments where I feel like once they see it, and because when it's in the moment, it's very hard for you to give feedback to yourself and sort of self-examine.
Sure.
But I thought I did think of the same idea where we watch and we pause and we sort of, hey, so what happened here, and dissect the moment a bit.
And there are positives and negatives as well. When we saw Olga Hamzikova hit her first 4, and everyone erupt here.
Yeah.
And she celebrated like she just won the World Cup. It was great to see.
Yeah, I mean, it's those moments that give the women confidence, because they feel like they can also do what the other team is doing, like a Chaturani, for example, the way she's fluently hitting.
I mean, you saw Jana yesterday hitting 22, top scoring.
Absolutely, that was a very crucial innings for us to get that far in the game, and that's what I've been trying to tell the players as well. Like, everyone has a role to contribute, even if it's 10 runs. And I think you and Vinny mentioned that as well. It was a 10-run partnership at the end.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was again today with the partnership between Erica and also I think it was Olga.
Olga, yes, yeah.
Who really they pumped the score up.
Yeah, 20 runs at least. Yeah,
It was excellent.
Yeah.
It's again, it'll be interesting to see, because we saw this team last year.
Yeah.
It was late last year. And then we'll see them again later on
June for CE Cup.
Yep.
Women's. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
And then hopefully Estonia if we do travel.
Yeah. Well, it's on the cards for Estonia. So.
Yeah, exactly. So we're just waiting, hoping for it, because for us, I think that would be an amazing experience, including CE Cup, because I think the more cricket they're exposed to, even if we lose, I mean, at this stage we can't be like hoping to win games, because I don't think we're there yet. But as the qualification criteria sort of help us out, where we have more players come in, we get a stronger team.
Yeah.
And if the likes of Farwa come in and a bunch of others, especially Saujanya, who's slightly an elder statesman in the team, then I think we can start putting out some competitive 11s.
Yeah, look, with Estonia, and well, actually, let's go to the CE Cup first.
Yeah.
As Shaka comes into bowl again, and she uses her feet so well. Does Chaturani.
Yeah, she's incredible to watch. I think she's a really good batter for the eye, and she's just played, like, a lot of the times when we were sort of strategizing against how we could get her wicket, because we know how prized her wicket is. Yeah. We noticed that she was playing a lot more on the leg side and less on the offside. But in this tournament, she's proved me wrong. She's like, hey guys, I play the ball. It's not about what my wagon wheel is. I'm really good on both sides.
Yeah. This is what's happening in
Jersey.
Jersey from tomorrow. As you can see, no familiar teams, because we have the Eastern Royals, the Central Commanders, the Southern Spitfires, and the Western Towers. Also, Yorkshire Cricket College. They're the 5 teams, and it's going to be interesting. Again, how they divide they've divided the teams, and also good to see the juniors coming in. I think they're under 19s or under 17s, maybe from Yorkshire College.
They must be really good level though, because Jersey's pretty good at, I'm assuming, at men's cricket as well.
Yeah. Looking forward to that tournament. Well, Farmers did very well in the ECL. Not
Jersey women's team is just phenomenal as well. They've got some really good players. We crossed paths, I think, at the last ECC, so they just humbled us really well.
Well, they'll be playing as part of that tournament as well.
The women's?
Yeah.
Oh, incredible.
Yeah, there'll be it's an ECSW as well as the ECLs, so that means. Going back to the Central Europe Cup, there's the men's tournament, but also we'll concentrate on the women's. So who are the teams that are coming out?
If I remember correctly, Danny, it's going to be Austria and Croatia, if I have it correct. I could be wrong, but I think those are the 2 teams participating.
Croatia playing at the moment, without their sort of superstar in Aaron Vukusic. Who's a very, very good player at this level. I don't think there's too much between Croatia and the Czechs, though. If you take the X factor of Vukusic.
Yes, I mean, it's the same, right? You could say if we get Farwa in, then it changes things a bit. But I don't think Farwa will be eligible yet, unfortunately, for that tournament. So it's unlucky for us. But I think I don't see it as a unlucky sort of situation. I see it as like a good challenge. Like, okay, we have an opportunity for someone else to step up and sort of score those runs. It can't always be a Katarzyna or a Farwa or anybody else. It's a team sport. Everybody's got to show up on the day.
Well, so. I think what's happened well is Raquel will chase this one and just be a single. What I've seen is that there's been it was a struggle to get into double figures for a lot of players, but there's been good contributions throughout the tournament. We saw Erika today with top scoring with 12. We saw Jana Kaminkova with 22 yesterday, and also with Susanna Franova with 13. And it's small things. You think, okay, it's only double figures, but really where things are happening here is it's small steps. Again, this is just short of the fielder.
I'd say another thing that we've really improved on, Danny, is I think you must have noticed it over the 3 days you've been here, is that we are still sort of figuring out how to set fields, where should players stand, how should we move between overs, how do we manage a left-hand, right-hand situation. And I think for Katarzyna, who's coming from a softball sort of game background, it's very difficult for her to understand, on the fly, okay, go to point, go to covers, and it's a bit of an education. Even I, as a coach, it's my responsibility to teach the the players, how, where, what is the position's name, etc. So that's something I think we've done better over the second and third day for sure.
Yeah, look, absolutely. By the way, Phil says hi from Belgium to you. Great to hear you, Coach Venki on the comms.
Hi Phil, I'm hoping you're enjoying the triple out there.
I'm sure he is. I'm amazed he's up already, because it's almost midday. He should still be in bed.
Yeah, it's not Phil's usual timing, is it?
So, but now look at there's a lot of encouraging signs, and well, actually it's Terka Kultunova, who's struggled a bit with the bat, I think, in this tournament.
Yes.
But the dismissal today was not great. As you see, the end of the power play. We saw her so dominating last year.
Absolutely, with Croatia and at the ECC. But I think Teresa is a very aware player, in the sense that she knows when she's done bad, or she understands, like, okay, this is not my best moment, and she admits it and she takes responsibility for it. And at such a young age, for someone to be able to sort of, recognize all of those things, I'd give her credit for that.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, she was overjoyed at getting her first leg spin
wicket the other day. I was actually quite proud, because she's also been on the fence about it, and I sort of egged her on, because we don't have a spinner. Yeah. And I think, if anything, we have quite a lot of right-hand batters in the women's game as well.
Oh, it's a good delivery.
Very close to the stumps.
Yeah, look, definitely, I think a positive step. I thought her bowling last year was fine.
Yep.
But just adding something different to the lineup, and there's other good bowlers within the team, and a few others that you mentioned before that are coming through.
I think it's about getting her. It's like a baby step. So right now she's understanding, all right, how do I walk in and get the grip, and then it's about adding a run up to it, and then it's just about accuracy, and being able to have tricks under your sleeve. So it's always all right. Thought it's gonna hit her straight, but yeah, I'm very proud of Teresa for at least attempting it. Like, and in fact, getting her, I think, her first international T20I wicket, if I remember.
No, it was the first one. Like, she took wickets last year.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Okay.
But she was bowling medium pace, or a bit quicker last year. But Sharka's definitely improved. It's a nice shot lined up by Chaturani, and it'll be 4 runs. Good effort by Erika.
Really good start by Erika. Really good try, at least,
So just drifted down leg side a bit, and she gets into position so early. There's Chaturani.
Yeah, Chaturani is just very good to, like, she just understands the length and how to go where, in the sense that, okay, it's coming full, but I'm gonna wait on it, and then I will paddle it across or pull it across. So Chaturani's been fantastic to watch. Just incredible batting on her part.
By the way, Desi's in the chat.
Oh,
so she says great coaching and commentating Venki. So
I must give a massive shout out to Desi after this ball. Yeah, I must give out a massive shout out to Desica, who's our manager, but she's been managing all the way from. I mean, I'm the manager and coach for this one, because unfortunately Desi had to go for. She had to fly away to her family in South Africa, but she's been doing all the back end admin, which the ICC T20I games sort of need, like a lot of paperwork, and she's just been doing all of that online, and I'm grateful, because it's so much work, and we have people doing it. So thank you, Desi.
She's ground zero of Czech women's
cricket. Is women's cricket in Czechia. I mean, I know there are a lot of people helping behind the scenes, like Karcher as well, but organizing it, making sure everyone's on the same page, aligning it in the direction we want it to go, it's all her.
Yeah.
It's all Desica.
It's very positive. I mean, it's positive in the men's game as well. This is in the air again, not the hand. It's positive in the men's game in some sense as well. I think that the board, the Chamcast, not necessarily just with the national team, but the Chamcast, the governing board, they're all sort of pulling in the right direction. You see the ground's looking beautiful. These little cabins we've got now just add to it, and they're permanent structures, well, not permanent, semi-permanent structures that we can have here at the ground. And just little improvements like that. I mean, once we get electricity and water,
that's absolutely it. And you're right, Danny. I think we have to give credit to the clubs as well, because the clubs are the ones voting in the decisions or approving what we want to do. And the clubs have said that, all right, we understand the requirement for women's cricket and giving them some space in the calendar.
Yeah.
And they voted for the men's to have lesser cricket. So without the clubs understanding where we're trying to head it wouldn't have been possible. So it is a complete cooperation that is happening in Czechia right now, which is amazing to see, honestly.
Considering that we're struggling for grounds, this is Raquel Pavlichkova who'll continue. Bowl a second over, I should say. We're struggling for grounds. I know that Brno have got an issue where they're losing their ground at the end of the year, which is a real shame because it's a lovely facility down there. So hopefully they'll find something, because it's developing a lot in Brno with
women's and juniors cricket.
Yeah, exactly. But the men's, I think the Brno themselves have got 3 or 4 teams.
They have 4 teams now in the league.
Yeah, Moravia
for the men's team at least. Yeah,
Moravians are down there as well. I think I've got maybe even 2 teams from Moravians.
Yes, they do. They have a Lightning and a Thunder. Thunder being in the 2nd division, Lightning being in the 3rd division. So it is, the Moravian cricket is quite growing. While we are going probably a step backwards with this unfortunate situation with Brno. I guess it gives us it forces us to look for other avenues in terms of grounds and try to make sure that we as Czech cricket are trying to find more playing venues or developing, or trying to develop at least.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, here I know that there was talk, at least this is in the air, just over the fielder, and good attempt,
but that is
not being able to hang on to it. I know that there was talk of having a junior women's ground here at Vinoj.
Yes. Right behind us, actually.
Yeah. And there is a space allocated for it. Whether it's going to happen this year, I'm not sure. I mean,
actually, we sort of come to like a final conclusion, not a conclusion, but we've come to an agreement with the owners of the ground on how much space that we can utilize, because after all, it is their ground, and they would like to do some things on it themselves, and they've been very gracious about the whole place and letting us develop it, and for the complete use of cricket. It's super nice of them to do that, because they could be doing so much more with it. So having come to that agreement, now it's just about how we can adjust.
Around the corner and nicely taken single again.
Yeah, so how we can adjust it to make it a decent sized field that either juniors or women's can sort of use it.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's needed, and what it'll take the pressure off these 2 grounds as well, because here we had Velvari, which I don't know if is still in operation.
Well, it is Velvari is there, but we're just going through a lot of difficulties with it at the moment in terms of keeping it developed, keeping it maintained every week, because it's 40 kilometers away and there's not a lot happening around that area, so that's a big difficulty. But yes, you're right, Danny, the pressure on the Banks field and the Scott Page field is way too much at the moment, and if we lose Brno, it's a very dire situation. But I think we were also a bit comfortable having 3 grounds and not sort of looking for that other venue.
Yeah.
And I think now we're forced to look for more venues. So I think that's a good thing, in not the best way.
There's definitely talk with some clubs. I know PCC have been talking about it for a long time.
So has
getting their own
BCC.
ground.
Absolutely.
So hopefully it'll happen. There is a lot of farmland, a lot of flat land around, especially this part of Bohemia. But of course, things are getting more expensive in Europe.
In the world as well in general. I think shout out to Ostrava though, who are taking a lead on trying to create their own ground in Ostrava, which is quite an amazing initiative on their part, despite being the only club from that region. So big shout out to them, and I hope we can support them. We as in Czech cricket, or the whole Czech community, can support them as much as possible, because we really do need that facility.
It's good to see Ostrava in the team, because my father's from Ostrava.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
So I have strong links to that area. And it's it's always I mean, I grew up with the name Ostrava. I first visited a few years ago because I've been here for quite a while. But yeah, it's a little bit. It pulls at the heartstrings. I know that they're competitive and playing in the leagues.
Yeah, Ostrava are in the third div at the moment, and they're a very good side. I'll just finish after this.
Shaka comes in and this is hit nicely through the gap. And go towards the boundary. Be picked up and should throw it in. There we go. So yeah, it's good to see them around, and good to see that there are other cities around. I know that Czechia-Cyprus. Joe Foster's got quite a bit of
absolutely. Joe Foster's busy with ECN work, unfortunately. Otherwise, we'd be playing a lot more cricket. But yeah, his team. I mean, he's part of that team, and they're back again in the league. They were not, unfortunately, they couldn't take part last season due to availability of players and how stretched the league was. Yeah. But this year, since it's a slightly more compact T20 men's tournament, I think they're back in. So it's fantastic to have them back.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's growing. I mean, when I first came here, there were 4 teams. I was playing for Barbarians. We were the first team to have 2 sides in the league.
Yeah.
There was Vinaradi, there was PCC, and Bohemians, and that was it. And quite a few of those sides were from PCC, the original side. The Bohemians split.
I think it's a very similar mirror sort of image for the women's domestic cricket as well. And if you see, there was one big PCC women's team, or the PCC Queens, which was the same for men's. And then eventually, life happens, and then some players sort of opted out of that team, and VCC Rose is formed. So I'm quite happy to see that development. But now it's on the clubs to sort of find new players, develop them, grow the scene.
Yep, absolutely.
Catch it. Oh, fell short again.
I know the feeling. So there was a bit of loose fielding there from Klara Kishova. Just let one through. She got right down to the ball, but went between her legs, and they getting through for a single.
Yeah, one of my few things or instructions to the team in these sort of low-scoring games is try to take it deep, try to stretch the game as far as you can. It's an experience in itself. Sometimes you can't get the runs on the board, but you got to, fight with the ball and the field. So I know it looks like a 51 for 0. Cyprus need another probably 19 runs to win. Quite a lot of overs left in the game for them to finish it in. But it's a challenge for us. We got to find a way to restrict them. So still a learning experience in my opinion.
Absolutely. Yana Kaminkova is coming into bowl, and again she offers something a little bit different. Gives it plenty of flight like this, and.
One thing I think a lot of the players are sort of learning or understanding is like seam movement and swing movement. Especially the Cyprus bowlers. The first, I'm extremely sorry, I don't know her name, but one of the fast bowlers who opens the bowling for Cyprus has been extracting a lot of that from the conditions, seam, swing, and the women walk out and they talk about it.
What? Yeah, nah. Well, wait till you see the. Actually, we'll come back to Pinky in a minute. He's just busy with doing official stuff. That's going to be a wide from Yana. 52 the score. So Chattarani's moved on to 26, and Alex Taylor 9 on her birthday of 29. Wait till you see the replay of the first wicket that of Zuzana.
Yeah.
She couldn't control the bowling at the start.
Yeah.
It was swinging too much and late, and she got it in line. It was about, I don't know, probably 15 centimeters from the blue
tram
wide line, tram line,
yeah,
and ducked in. And
banana swing, right?
Banana swing,
that's
absolutely.
Right. Yeah.
And it was we wouldn't have been able to face it. I've seen how you bat. There's no way you would have been able to face it.
If it's a good ball, it's a good ball. It doesn't matter who bowls it. I mean, it's tough to play.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think, a lot of the times, a lot of the men underestimate some of these bowlers, and it's only when you get out there you understand, oh, wow, it's not that easy to play.
No.
Even an Erika or a Sharka or a Yana, And credit must be given to the Cyprus players actually on how well they've adjusted to the conditions, Danny. We know how slow the ball comes in Vinoj, how probably they might be playing on slightly pacier tracks in the sense of the ball coming onto the bat. And for them to just sort of, play just with absolutely no difficulty, barely wickets lost. It's incredible. Even someone like an A. Taylor, who's not faced a lot of batting in this tournament, is just 9 in 29. That's the supporting role, the captain requires. So,
yeah,
incredible job.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, and they've done it. There've been a lot of 50 scored, especially early up the first couple of games. And look, Cyprus, they're a good side.
Yep.
Well led.
Yep.
By
they have Richard Cox as the manager, who's an incredible coach as well. Mohammad Hussain, who's doing a fantastic job clearly with this bunch. So they're a really well prepared squad. And my biggest sort of, how do you call it, like a baseline was that if they can hold their own against teams like Jersey, Isle of Man, and I'm not sure how good Denmark is, but I felt like Denmark beat them a couple of times. So it just shows how good a squad they are. And we're lucky to be playing them.
Here's what we see tonight. Phil G is going to bring you all the action from Belgium. Antwerp versus Beveren, double header. And well, good to see that Phil's up and about. It's got a few people.
Is this the
around.
first night series in Belgium?
It's the first night series in Belgium. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, absolutely. We're Phil's a bit of a specialist with the
night series. Portugal got him ready for it, I guess.
Well, there's quite a few comments in the chat. I know that Skippy's there from Brno, who's chatting about things. He's saying hi to Desi. Desi's also interacting. Vinny's in the chat as well. Phil's there. Thomas Martinez, good to see you. He's spent quite a bit of time with us in France. So as we have a little bit of a drinks break. But yeah, the night series. There's also Malta going on. Rico and Tina are bringing a series from Malta. It's been very interesting as well. And again, it's really nice to have Tina Goff from Germany coming in and in the commentary igloo, or we've got a bunker here, I guess, a little shack. But it's great to have a different voice in the commentary area. So we're going to get back to it as the drinks coming off the ground. I think it's one of the mums who brought the drinks out for the Czechs.
Yeah, that's Barbara. I think Barbara Pavlinkova, who's our 12th player for today.
Yep. And the only left-hand bat in the team. So that was.
Yeah, actually, you know what? That's funny, Danny. Like when she went out, I will admit this was a mistake of mine. I wasn't sure of her profile, so. Because she was not part of the trainings a lot, but I was so happy to know that we have a left-hander amongst us, so it's something for next time for sure.
So Klara Kishova as the bowler, and she starts with a no ball, but no, it's thank you for joining us with this with your insight on what's happening with the game here in Czechia on the women's side of things. This is going to be...
No, thank you for the invitation, Danny, and having me on the mic. I appreciate it. It's always nice to talk about the women's game. Our men's game gets quite a lot of highlight, of course, but it's nice to also just chat about the struggles of the women's team and how far we've come. And a lot of people don't get to see what we do at the back, so it's nice to talk about it.
What we see is, especially with the young players, we're going to see a development and an improvement. And it's in real time, and not just with the Czechs, but throughout Europe.
Correct.
It's really exciting. I'm very happy that it's happening. Lots of people are very happy that it's happening, and you'll see the Czechs pick up wins and just grow as a team as well, and that's just an exciting thing that's happening in the future. Question for Danny from Vinny. Oh, hold on. How's the side looking out there? Yeah, look. So, the bunker's quite small, and I've got the window today, the window seat. You've got the door seat. But how's it from your end?
Honestly, I quite like this. I mean, as long as we can keep the door firmly, not flapping around with the wind, I think it's a really good view. Of course, you don't get to see long on, long off from this end. Mm-hmm. I mean, actually, you can see long off, but not long on.
I tell you what, when they were, this is a full toss, and it's Erica out there who should stop it and gets down Gets it back in quickly, just a single. The Cyprus team were practicing, and someone hit the ball pretty firmly into this. Made a pretty big bang. So I'm wondering, especially with the men's tournaments coming up next month, how many are going to hit this
Well,
place?
Danny, this is almost 80 meters. I think let's see if we can get some 80-meter sixes from the men's.
Yeah, but even the ones going on the ground, I mean, I've seen them get hit pretty hard. My computer saw it as well in France because they got smashed. But no, I mean, firstly it'll hit, but secondly, getting out of the way, because there's an open doorway there. I know that Rico's going to be here in June, as well as Phil. Phil prefers this side, so he'll get the window. Whereas Rika prefers the door
that's a
side.
question actually for you and Vinny as well out there, and Phil as well in the chat. Do you guys prefer sitting in this sort of an environment where you're slightly more protected from the elements, or do you want to be out there right in the how do you call it, right in the pitch line?
Firing line?
Yeah, in the firing line. Oh, that's another reverse. Yeah,
it's become the Alex Taylor that shot, the reverse sweep. Let's have another look. She's gone through it and then hit it backwards the wrong way again. I think it's something she'll.
It takes skill to do it twice.
Absolutely, she's trying to perfect that shot and trademark it. Comes Clara again, a bit short, and well knocked down by Terka. They're going to get this score pretty soon, I think. Cyprus, but it's good that Clara was given a bowl.
Yeah, Clara is also one of those people working really hard in the back, in practice as well, trying to make sure she, gets it on the stumps, not ball short, get the action correct. So it's really nice of Katarzyna to give it a go here. Despite a losing situation, the confidence one gets after actually bowling in a game is a lot different than when you do it in practice. And a lot of these players we see today playing for Czechia do quite well in practice. I must admit, you see a lot of not conceding extras, but when it comes match day, it's a completely different situation. And the pressure on you, the cameras, the people. I'm not saying there's a lot of people around us. It's not like an IPL game, but it's still, for these players who are still new to the format and new to the sport, it does affect. So you can see them making these mistakes, and it's series like these where despite us losing 4 or 5-0 now, it's a learning. Yeah,
absolutely. We saw Eva Konasova the other day. I mentioned her over where it started pretty disastrously.
Correct.
But then when she came back, when she got the first one where she wanted it, the next 5 were on the stumps as well, were good deliveries, and the second half of the over was fantastic.
Yeah, she got 6 balls on the spot.
Yeah.
And she does this quite often in the practice. I think, is that the game? No, there's a field out there.
Yeah. It's nicely hit again by Chaturani, who's moved on to 30. Alex Taylor, the birthday goal.
Yeah, I hope she gets
11.
the winning runs here, like one good shot, and she does a clean sweep for Cyprus. As much as I hate saying that, being the coach of Czechia, they completely deserved 5 wins here.
It's a difficult situation.
Yeah.
I mean, ranked number 30 in the world. Czechs are
77 or 76, if I remember correctly.
77, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is that. And, I mean, still to register a win, so that's not going to change until...
No.
But the big thing is, if the Czechs win, they'll jump up the rankings, because it'll be a higher ranked team that they'll beat.
And that's what we were hoping for in this series, to be very honest with you, was try to get 1 win out of the 5 games, or look to successfully win a game. But you can see how good Cyprus are and how like not good we are compared to them. And I think that's nothing to, it's not a bad thing, but it just shows you how much more we need to do.
Yeah, look, I mean, again, it's 1 year basically of international cricket.
Correct.
And there's not been
a lot of it.
Not a lot of it. So, but the C Cup will be good. The fact that it's men's and women's this year. And this is Chaturani.
And that's the series for Cyprus.
That's a nice shot to end the series. And for me, Chaturani is the player of the series. We'll find out a little bit later. There's going to be a presentation going on shortly. So yeah, it's congratulations to Cyprus. Job done. Venki, I'll better let you get to your
Yeah,
players.
I just got to shake the opponents off, shake their hands off. Thank you so much for having me in the bubble, Danny. Pleasure talking to you as always.
It's been excellent. So,
thank you.
All right. So, Venki will go out on the field. We'll see him jog out shortly as players shake hands. Good spirit between these two sides, and it's again learning curve for the Czechs, but it's been good performances along the way. Really nice from Cyprus to come all the way out here. It's a long way, and this series has been played in the right spirit. Some excellent cricket from Cyprus. Who'll no doubt love the experience of being here in Czechia. Next time they come out, I'm sure that the Czechs will give them more of a run for the game. So see Chaturani just gets in a position so well. That's a boundary there, and again just lines it up. And, good effort there from Erica to try to stop it. Couldn't quite get there. So just a couple of the highlights from the tournament. From the day. This is here. This is the overhead shot of Vino's cricket ground, part of it at least. So you can see that was a junior game yesterday going on the Banks field. The scorecard. So Hans Taylor unbeaten on the birthday, 12, and Erisha Chetarani 31 of 37. Again batted beautifully. No wickets going down. 67 was achieved in 11 and a half overs. For the victory. Yeah, pretty good bowling figures all round. Said no wicket, but good to see that Klara Kishore had an over at the end. Raquel Pavlichkova is the final bowler. Shaka and Erica bowled well at the start as well, and Teresa Chunova for the newfound leg spin. Just trying things out this tournament. Just see here the tail. Erica Kuncheva with a good contribution with the bat, 12 not out. The best of the batters for Czechia. Wickets all round for Cyprus though. The bowlers getting the wicket. Checks out for 66. Risha Rani, you can see there with 31 not out, getting the bulk of the runs for Cyprus. We'll have a little presentation at the end of this, so stay tuned if you'd like to watch that. It'll be in about 10 minutes time. And thank you all out in the chat. Phil is there. He's going to bring all the action to you tonight from Belgium. Mark Smart and Skippy. It's down in Brno supporting the Czech team as usual. Desi, good to see you in the chat as well. Come back stronger in June. Well done, Czechia. Absolutely. And looking forward to that as well. I'll be here with Phil and also Rico for that tournament. Actually, I'm not even sure if Rico will be here for the CE Cup. There's the ECS directly afterwards, so it'll be 2 weeks of tournaments here in Prague coming up next month. Very much looking forward to consider international games, T20s, T20Is, both men's and women's. In June, and then the ECS afterwards. Fantastic. And everyone who's in the chat, Thomas Martinez, good to see you again. And I know Rob Thompson was there, and Chris Smith, and all the rest of the chat. So it's good to see nice positive comments. And it was great to have Venki Margashayam, the coach of the Czech team, just filling in a few blanks and giving his ideas and looking forward to the future. Excuse me, the future of the Czech cricket, and also the realistic view of him and how positive he is with this side and with women's cricket in Europe in general. So that's excellent. We had of course Vinny was here for the last couple of days. We had Chris Pierce from the from Kacha, the academy here in Prague. He was here all day yesterday with 4 groups of kids, including the final team, the Kacha team, who are playing in the men's divisions here in Prague. Had a game against UCC, who are a side that we know very, very well here on the network, United Cricket Club. But it was great to hear his perspective on things and junior development within Czechia, and also a lot of the players he's coached, and Nikolsonova sisters, and also Erika Kuntsova and Raquel Pavlichkova, who have come into the senior team, and there's quite a few more who'll do that in the next few years, maybe even sooner. So, as I said, we'll going to have the presentations eventually. I think we might show some of the highlights or the ground here and a few things in the interim. As I said, there'll be a presentation. It might be just a very quick thing. I think Prakash, the head of the president of the Chamcast, the board, will do that with myself. And we'll announce the player of the tournament and hand out the medals and the trophies for the winners of Cyprus. So we might put a little bit of thinking music on, and we'll be back in a little while with the presentation of the trophies in this tournament in Czechia.
water and yellow sand, just you and me. Summertime, get ready, we are so divine. Blue water and yellow sand, let's live our dream. Summertime, get ready, we are so divine. Blue water and yellow sand, just you and me. Summertime, get ready, we are so divine. Blue water and yellow sand, let's live our dream. Summertime. Just you and me. Summertime, get ready, we are so divine. Blue water and yellow sand, let's live our dream. Summertime, get ready, we are so divine. Blue water and yellow sand, just you and me. Summertime.
very much, Cyprus, for coming out and showing us the skill you have in your team, the commitment. It was very good to see the level that the Czechs need to aspire to, and congratulations on the win. So for the Czechs also, again, great team spirit, very new project here in Czechia, and some really good performances along the way. So really good to see. A few other people need to be thanked. Firstly, the production team of Two Circles, very important. Also ECN, the ICC, being an official tournament. The umpires, please give the umpires a big hand. They did a stellar job. Also for everyone within Czech cricket who have got this ground going, Prakash, the president, also Raj for taking care of us down at the ground. It's been very good for everyone. So it's going to be a very short presentation. Firstly, I think a couple of little mentions I'd like to go along the way. Best bowling figures were fantastic. Samanthi with 7 for 15. It's in the top 3 of the bowling figures in women's T20 cricket. So fantastic effort. A few 50s along the way, which is great. Very well led by Aisha. No, sorry. Iresha Chaturani, who was fantastic. Well done. And not only as captain, you captained the side very well, but also your performances. You really showed your class with the bat, the ball as well. So very well done. Katka, also the captain for the for Czechia, top scorer of the tournament with a 67. So congratulations there. And also Jana Kaminkova with a 22 throughout the tournament. Excellent batting. So let's get to the first trophy. Prakash, we're gonna give away the player of the tournament first, I think. So looking at all the scores, the umpires have decided that their player of the tournament, due to top scoring within the tournament as far as the most runs, will be Aisha Bandara. Congratulations. Right, so, come. It was Aisha. Oh. Very well done. Thank you so much. So we're going to get on to just the medals, a couple of the medals for both teams to start off with. Firstly, the runners-up in the tournament. Again, good team spirit, a lot of scope to work on. Some young players that are coming through. There are lots of players that'll be coming into this team in the next couple of years. Quite a few will still be here as well. Some of you may not be, but it is a very new project, and I know that you've done Czech cricket proud. So thank you very much to Czechia. The captain. Katka. Thank you. Well done. Well done, and very well done.
Thank you.
Yeah, brilliant.
Thank you. Thank you.
And again, just a mention to Venki for the Czech coach. He's the right person for the job at the moment, I think, with his positivity and so well done, Venki. And Now for the winners of the tournament, congratulations to Cyprus, convincing victors. Good luck for you for the rest of the cricket season, and I'm sure we'll see you again very shortly. But it'll be Raj to present the trophy and also the medals for you.
Walk around.
Yeah. So try to walk around there. Yes.